the recycling center to open. Let me try to, maybe that's a little better. So I'm just sitting here waiting for the recycling place to open so I can unload my recycling, and thought I would see if anybody wanted to join me. I have my crochet, I have my coffee, and I'm just gonna wait. I have my blanket here that I've been working on for my little girl. She's so excited. So just gonna crochet and work on that. I have about 30-ish minutes until it opens, but the big trucks go in first, so we have to wait for them to go through, and then after they go through, then any of the trucks, cars can go through. So we have to wait for them. But that's okay. Hi, Dodo. How are you? I'm just waiting on my recycling place to open so I can unload my recycling. So I thought I'd see if anybody wanted to chat with me while I was waiting. And while I crochet. I know it's, what, afternoon for you? Or maybe not quite afternoon. If you're 5 hours, then it would be like 10:30. Oh, that's great. That's so great. Yeah, I'm doing okay. My allergies have settled down from all that dust. So, yeah. I figured you're about 5 hours ahead. I don't have any students in England right now, but my counterpart lives in England. I know you don't live in England, but she lives in England, and she's 5 hours ahead of me. So, because mainland Europe is 6 hours. That's why I'm usually up at this hour anyway, because I have to teach them. 2 a.m. for me is 8 a.m. for them, and I have to be there for their school time. But bonus, I'm off at like noon. So that helps. Perfect nap time. How's the weather where everyone is? Even if those of you that are watching the replay. It rained almost all day yesterday here. It was a cold rain. I don't mind the rain. I just don't want to be out in it when it's cold. Oh, no. It wasn't bad. Now, Sunday, it stormed, like, really high winds, and it knocked over a bunch of our stuff we had out in the yard for Christmas. It broke a couple of things. Because, I mean, we had everything tied down, but the wind lifted things up, so it was really bad. But yesterday it was just rain. So, thankfully, no more high winds. Hopefully it settles down where you are. I think I'm almost done with this blanket. She said she doesn't want it too big, so I think I'm gonna do another 5 going up. Freezing fog. Oh, that has to be terrible. Because it's low to the ground and it's freezing. Woo! It's like walking through ice crystals, I bet. I'm sure it's not always raining. They say that about Seattle too, on the West Coast. It's always raining there. But it's not always raining. It seems like it's always raining though. Because it probably rains a lot. But I know in some places in the Pacific, my students, they were talking about how they have to be mindful of typhoon season. Because there's a lot of rain and a lot of flooding where they are. So, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know it rains a lot there. I have some students that live in Guam, and they talk about typhoon season. So, they don't really get like a winter necessarily, but they, you do get lots of rain. And they're a little island in the middle of the ocean, so, which, you know, you guys are as well. But they get a lot of rain and they have to be careful of flooding. So that is unfortunate. Okay, I think I'm going to do another 5 rows of increases this way. And then I'll start decreasing. So, I know I won't get it done while I'm sitting here. I can't do all of that in 30 minutes. I don't crochet that fast. Anything you're working on right now or hoping to work on? Yes, it is a C2C blanket. I'm using, hold on, let me grab the other ball band. I have the empty one in here. Nope, that's a piece of mail. It's in here, no it is. I just had it in my hand a minute ago. It's a Karen cotton cake. And I'm on my second one already. Oi. I literally just had it in my hand. And now I can't find it. There it is. I knew I had it. It is this one. And it's in calico flowers. Oh, that's cool. I haven't done any hoods. I do have, when my daughter was little, I bought on Etsy, somebody was making little kid, like, hoods that would go under a jacket, so it kind of went over their shoulders a little bit. I'm moving, the gate's open, but I'm just moving into the gate. I have to get out of the way of the trucks. So, just have to move out of the way. So, there we go. And move out of the truck's way. So, it was a hood, but it was a dragon. So it's green, and she still has it. She still wears it. It's green, and it has the spikes going down, and then it has, like, right here underneath the part that goes on her neck, so right underneath her chin, it has little, like, I guess it was a variegated yarn that they use, but it looks like fire. And so when she has it, it looks like fire is coming out from here. I thought that was really cool. So she has that. I didn't make it, but it's really nice. And then I've made some cowls, but nothing with a hood. Yeah, that's unfortunate that cotton's so expensive. Cotton's one of my favorites to use, just because it's so versatile, and it works really good for a lot of things. So I have mainly cotton yarns. I have other yarns, but I'm not like a halo person. Like I'll work with them, but I would rather not work with like all the fuzzy yarn, and only because, one, I crochet really tightly, so if I mess up something and I have to frog it with those kind of yarns, it's harder, especially if you crochet tightly. And I just end up getting frustrated because it gets tangled, or I end up ripping it, or so if I work with things that don't have a lot of fuzz to them, then I don't get as frustrated. But yeah, these do work up pretty quickly. Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. I'm sorry, that sucks. Well, maybe if I find some cotton, see that, because everybody, I know you don't have like a Dollar Tree by you. They don't have them there, but if I find any, the ones near me don't carry a lot of yarn. But if I find a Dollar Tree that has some cotton, I can grab some, and after Christmas, when shipping goes down, I can send you some if you'd like. It wouldn't be 100% cotton though. I think it's 80-20 or something like that. It's the just cotton, but it's not just cotton, which is ironic and a little funny because it's not just cotton. So, oh well. Yeah, see, there's a giant truck behind me, and I know he goes in front of me. I have to wait for him. Well, whenever you get to where you're using up what you got, just let me know. Because it would probably be, even with shipping, it probably wouldn't be as much as you would pay for a couple of skeins of cotton, if that makes sense. I understand that. I understand that. I say that to myself, and then I bought 2 anniversary cakes and then some more Karen cotton cakes, but I think I might use those for giveaways, at least 1 pack. But I want to do a C2C blanket with the anniversary cakes because I wanted, one of the colorways is chocolate fountain. It's the only one I really liked out of the colorways. The blues were pretty, but they all kind of looked the same to me, so I didn't get any of them, even though blue is my favorite color. But I thought a C2C blanket in the chocolate fountain would look really nice. So that's what I got. But I had points and coupons and all of that. So that was kind of my Christmas to myself. And I'm working on making, I made one, but I want to make some more like bowl cozies, because I have neuropathy in my hands, and I have to be careful because if things are too hot or too cold, I can't necessarily feel it. So once my hands wake up and I feel it, then I end up dropping things. So if I have like a bowl cozy or something like that, when I'm making soup or whatever, I can put that on the bowl, and then I can carry it to the table without fear of dropping it. Because I have to be careful. So, but yeah, I think it's coming along pretty well. It's about her, I'd say it's not quite triple her width. And it comes up to her chest right now. So I'm going to make it a little bit longer, so she can snuggle underneath it. She gets hot really easy. So I didn't want to make her like a big thick blanket, because she won't use it. And then I would have wasted my time. That big truck looks kind of scary behind me. He's just sitting there waiting. But yeah, I unload my recycling because I don't pay for trash service. So I do it myself. So I take the recycling and I take the trash. All the things that we don't compost. And recycle. But that makes for really, really light trash. Because the things that actually are trash, I mean, I think we go two to 3 weeks with just things that are trash before we have to unload and take it to the centers. So and then when I come, I usually pay less than $1 usually for trash. And I'm paying, if I had trash service, it would be like $80 a quarter. So every 3 months, it'd be $80. And if I'm paying less than $1 every 3 weeks-ish, even with my gas, it's cheaper and more efficient. Not just for me, but for the environment to do it that way. Because it's a lot of money when I don't have a lot of trash. As we compost so much. So much is compostable. People don't realize what they're throwing away. Because it makes for good soil. Do you guys have any plants or anything where you are, even inside? I know some people don't have like yards. They live where there's not a place to have a yard, but some people do like window gardens and things like that. So many things are compostable. Even now they're making, I found some in the store. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I found some. Ooh, what kind of flowers? The Keurig, like single-use pods. I found some that are actually compostable. So the coffee grounds are compostable, but I found some in the store that the packaging is actually compostable. So that's really, really nice. They're expensive, but they are compostable. And I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day. I can't handle more than that. I'll be bouncing off the walls. I tried to have I had a cup of coffee, and then a couple hours later I had some black tea. I didn't know that it was caffeinated. I didn't read it. It's my fault. I didn't read the jar. I was just like, oh, okay, I want some tea. So I grabbed one of the teas that I had sitting there, and I was so wired. Like, so wired. It took a long time for me to calm down. But where I came from, in Arkansas, I had a flower bed, well, multiple flower beds in the front and in the back. I had some beautiful hostas. I had some irises and lilies and daylilies, dahlias. Oh, my dahlias were so pretty. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is amazing. Yeah, we have I can't. My mom can drink coffee like that. She could drink coffee right before she goes to bed. Like strong black coffee right before she goes to bed. Can't do it. Can't do it. I would not sleep. And she could drink it all day long. I can't do that. 1 cup. I mean, it's more than one, like, measuring cup, I guess, if you look at it. You know, because most cups are more than what is considered an actual cup. Oh, no. I love honeysuckle so much. My aunt had she grew blackberries and strawberries, which was really dangerous for me as I am highly allergic to them. But she also had growing over there honeysuckle, and I ended up I ended up in the hospital because I wanted to touch the honeysuckle, and I wanted to taste the honeysuckle because all the other kids were eating it. You know, I wanted some. Well, it had been near the strawberries and blackberries, and yeah, I got sick because I'm really allergic to berries. So, but I love the smell of honeysuckle. I love it, I love it, I love it. I had to talk to my kids about, because when we start our spring gardening and all the bees are coming out, I have to tell them not to chase the bees away, because they're what help, like our peppers and eggplants and all that, because if the flowers don't get pollinated, then they don't bear fruit. So they have to pollinate in order to bear fruit. They have to be pollinated in order to bear fruit. So I'm like, don't chase the bees and all that away. But we have to look out for... Hi, Ninja, how are you? We have to look out for... Because in North Carolina, they grow a lot of tobacco. And we have to be careful of... Oh, cool. They're tobacco worms. I mean, they're caterpillars, basically, but they're, they love parsley and, sage and tomatoes. I'm doing all right. So once they harvest the tobacco, we have to be careful and watch the raised beds and stuff, because they will eat the crap out of them. And it's like, we don't have them for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, because they're over there messing with the tobacco, because they'd rather have the tobacco. But then once they start harvesting that, we have to keep an eye out, because they destroyed my parsley plant this year. I mean, and they're not harmful as far as, you know, they're just trying to eat so they can grow to be pretty butterflies, because they grow into some pretty butterflies. So I don't like get rid of them or kill them. I have to protect my plants. A C2C blanket for my daughter. I'm making it, this is the edge that I cut to make it into a rectangle. And then this is the edge that I'm increasing. I'm going to do 4 more increases. And then I'll start tapering off. Thank you. She picked it out. I'm not I prefer darker colors. So if it was for me, like, after this, I'm gonna make a C2C blanket for me out of the chocolate fountain anniversary cake. So it's gonna be a lot darker colors, but she is all about the rainbow and the glitter and the fancy things. So that's all okay. Are you working on anything in particular? Oh, take a drink of coffee while I'm waiting. It's taking them a minute to open up here. Oh, spilled a little bit of my coffee. So I'm just gonna throw some napkins down there. When I get out, I'll mop it up. I'm kind of excited tonight. We're gonna go, there's a place close to us that does like drive-through Christmas lights. Fair. So we're gonna go through, and you pay per car. So we're gonna go through and do that. I thought that would be fun. At least for me. I don't know if my kids will think it's fun, but we're not around a lot of people. We get to drive through and see the lights. Yeah, I was taking a drink and then I went to set it down and it didn't go back in the cup holder. It just went on the floor. Cheers to that, I suppose. Now, how big did you make those? Ninja. I like making amigurumi. I just never seem to get, I always feel like I stuff them too much or not enough. So I'm never sure where the line is on that. Yeah, I was telling Dodo I'm working on a bowl cozy pattern because I will just drop, like if things are too hot or too cold, because I have neuropathy in my hands and my feet from all the chemo that I had. So if something's hot or cold, I don't always recognize it immediately. And so then once the nerves in my hands catch up, I'll drop it if it's too hot or too cold. So I keep, oh, okay. That's good. I have fingerless gloves, and like I said, I'm working on bowl cozies. I don't mind the ones that are sewn together, but I want to make my own just to see if I can. There's a channel, I don't know if you guys watch her. Her name is Abby, I think. I don't think it's Abigail, I think it's Abby. Blue Heart Crochet. She made a really nice, or she's working on it, snowman. I thought it looked really nice. She's doing Vlogmas. So I'm trying to keep up. I can't keep up with all of them. I'm not even sure I can do, I have a 12 days of Christmas that I'm gonna do. I got a 12 days of Christmas box of yarn, and I'm gonna do a short video every day. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to keep up with that. So, but I'm not gonna do any like intro or anything like that on those. I'm just gonna like record them on my phone and upload them. I did make a little taco. I put it on my Instagram. I don't know if you guys have Instagram, but I put it on my Instagram because I got it from a Hobby Lobby kit, and I was like, I want to make this just to have a little taco buddy next to me. The kids think it's cute when they see those little things next to me when I'm teaching, because they can see them up, you know, in the screen. They're like, what's that? And so I get to talk to them about it and how I made it. And actually three students so far. Oh, okay. Oh, that's unfortunate, Ninja. 3 of the kids so far, just me showing them my crochet and stuff, they've started to crochet. So I think that's really awesome. I mean, they're in middle school, so, you know, I don't know if they'll keep up with it for the rest of their life, but they started, and we do, we get together once a week, and they ask me questions and show me what they're working on. I show them what I'm working on. Talk to them about techniques and stuff. I don't tell them that I have a YouTube channel or anything, but I'm sure if they looked hard enough they could find it. They're tech savvy like that. So, but I think it's kind of cool that they just because they saw what I was doing and they asked questions, and next thing I know, they're like, hey, I got some yarn and a hook and I'm having trouble doing this. And I was like, oh, okay. They were like, yeah, you showed something. I had my little zombies that I made, and I showed a hat that I had made. And then they were like, you showed that and I really want to know how to do that. And it was just half double crochet. So I showed them how to do it, and now they're making hats and scarves and all kinds of cool stuff. So I thought that was pretty neat. Black, white, brown. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's true. I don't like going, well, I don't like going out shopping in general. Just because I'm not a browser, I guess. Like, I don't like to just look over things. Like, I know what I want. I want to get in the store and get out. But during the holidays, trying to go to any store, I start asking people what they want for Christmas in like June, because I want to have all my shopping done, all of it done. I want to be done. If I'm not done by Thanksgiving, I get upset with myself. It doesn't matter to anybody else. Nobody cares. Hi, Zara. How are you? Welcome in. Nobody else cares whether or not I'm done, but I like to be done by Thanksgiving. That's my deadline that I set for myself. So I don't ever really do a lot of the Black Friday sales or anything like that. Now if I see a really good one, I'll do that, but I don't. Usually all my shopping is finished by then, so I don't. If you tell me you want something, it goes on next year's list. That's how I do it. I am working on a C2C blanket for my daughter. So I'm waiting on the recycling center to open. Oh yeah, there are several trucks back there. So I have to wait for the trucks to go through before I can go through. But I figured I'd just come on and see if anybody wanted to chat with me while I was waiting. Because I don't get my trash or recycling picked up. I do it myself. Yeah, I don't want to go into any store in the holidays. It's it's after 6, so my clock is fast. I always make my clocks fast. That way I'm never late. 4:40. Okay. Oh yeah, you're in India? Am I correct? I may not be, and that's okay. I have my coffee. Well, what's left of it that I didn't spill on the floorboard. I thought so. It's kind of nice not having... I mean, I'm up early anyway because so many, I'm just used to being up early. But not having to be doing all the things for the children. Yeah. Yeah. My kids hate it too, because I'll be 15, 20 minutes early and just sit in the car, or, you know, sit in the waiting room. And they're like, we don't have to be here this early. And I'm like, yes, we do, because we're not going to be late. My mom, growing up, my mom was late to everything. And I mean everything. Everything. We were always late to church. We were always late. I was late to have my own communion and confirmation. So that was so embarrassing. And we were late to all meetings and events. I wasn't late. I wasn't ever late for school because I caught the bus. So, but I hated being late. And I told myself that when I grew up, I was not going to be late. And I make it a point. I make it a point to not be late. Just because I know I was always so embarrassed. I was always so embarrassed to be late. Because everybody looks at you. Because, like, things are already starting. And, you know, especially, like, with my communion and my confirmation. Like, I'm supposed to be at the front of the church in this line with all these other kids. And we were in alphabetical order. So I was at the beginning of the line. So I was like literally in the front. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Yeah. So I don't like to be late. I can't. I cannot. And I have a friend. Oh, I love her to death. I love her so much. But she is always late. And I tell her, like, I'll tell her that things start an hour before they start. Yeah, I was late one time with my son's band when he was in middle school. And I was crying. I was so devastated that I was late. And he was embarrassed because he had to walk in late. And I was in tears. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And so he understands what it feels like. My daughter doesn't. But there's an 11-year gap between my kids, so they but they both hate waiting. So thank you. My daughter picked them out. She likes all the bright colors. I am not a bright color kind of person, but it's not for me. Yeah, I reported it. I reported it. I saw it. I thought I did. I clicked on it and reported it. Yeah, I don't have any moderators yet. Oh, man. But I thought I got it. I thought I reported it. I blocked it. I don't see it anymore. But I did report it. Oh, is it? It's gone for me. I don't know. I can't see it now. No worries. Yeah, I reported it and blocked it, so I don't know. So I saw it pop up. Thank you guys for looking out, though. Because the chat on my phone... Let me see. Let me see if I can go back. Is it gone now? Can you see it anymore? I think I... Because it says message deleted on mine. Okay, okay. I was like, I put it on there. Maybe it just takes time. Okay, okay. I was like, I saw it, I got it. I never would have known though. I'm glad that I watch other people, and that everybody is so like helpful in what things are, because I'm new, right, to YouTube, so I don't know those things. I don't know to be on the lookout. I mean, it looks funny, but I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known that it was so harmful. So oh yeah, I'm glad. I don't get a lot of feedback on those. Not a lot of people watch those, so I'm never sure. Like on Instagram, people watch them because I put similar things on Instagram and Facebook. But I enjoy supporting small businesses as much as I can, because, you know, I mean, I sell my stuff not, you know, necessarily to make a lot of money, but, you know, I have a lot of stuff, and people around me don't really want crochet items. They think of it as like old lady stuff and old-fashioned stuff. That's what they've actually told me. So I put it online to sell, but I also like to support things that are local to me, but also small businesses. Because I mean, I could get on Amazon and order whatever, but if I can support somebody who's doing usually better quality product that's gonna last longer, and, you know, it helps them put food on the table, then I'm all for that. But like, I went to a craft fair recently. I guess it wasn't a craft fair, it was like a farmer's market. And there were so many tables of people who had like crochet items and knit items, and I was like, there's a lot of competition in some places, but then like closer to me, nobody wants it. So it's weird how like 2 towns over, there's all this need for, or desire, or whatever, for handmade items. But even if I got a booth there, I'd be one of I think there were like 8 tables there, so I'd be 1 out of 10 tables. So I'd have to do something. But I do a lot of pot holders and dishcloths and towel toppers, and I like to make things that are functional. I don't do a lot of hats and scarves and things. I mean, I will make them, and I do make them. I don't make a lot of them. I like to make placemats and things like that. Yeah. My daughter was a complete surprise. They told me I couldn't have any more kids after all the chemo and all of that. Hi, Deborah. I mean, I know your name is Deborah, but do you want to be called Delphine or do you want to be called Deborah? But apparently, whoever's in charge up there had other plans. I like to make amigurumis. I'm always afraid that I under or overstuff them. So like I'm never sure where the line is. I'm always worried that I'm not going to do it very well. So, yeah. Hey, Natalie. Oh, I gotta put it in drive, don't I, to get out of their way? I gotta get out of their way. The trucks are getting ready to move, so I'm letting them know that I'm getting out of their way for them to go first. So I don't want them to think that I'm trying to get in their way. Deb is good. Oh, awesome. Yeah, being off work has helped me. I don't have much longer. Like, it's almost a week already. But it's nice to have the time. We need it, the kids need it. And I don't know how other parts of the world do it. Like, in school, do you guys get time off, or is it like year-round school, or I don't know how it works. Probably once every 3 weeks. Once every 3 weeks. Because I do, like I said, I take my own recycling and trash. But I don't, because they come, like the trash trucks will come, and the recycling trucks, they come every week to pick up trash. But I don't even, because we compost so much and recycle so much, we don't have a lot of trash. Like, I probably have 3 actual bags of trash, and that may be like styrofoam things that can't be recycled, or even like our meat. We don't put that in the trash, because you're not really supposed to put, well, we don't put meat in our compost because it attracts like flies and things, and it'll rot, and it's gross. But we don't have a lot of trash, so it takes several weeks for us to get an amount of trash to where we even need to go and take it in our recycling too, because we don't buy a lot of things that require like a summer break, 6-week summer break, sort of. I don't know if it's summer for you guys, but I mean, you're in the northern hemisphere, so probably, but that's about the same that we get. But we don't get a fall break. We get 2 time off at Thanksgiving, depending on the district. We get the 10 days at Christmas. We get a week off in like March or April, and then we get, yeah, okay. And we get, we go to school into June. So we get about 6 weeks, maybe 5.5 in the summertime. So, yeah. That's always fun. But yeah, I'm glad that we don't have as much trash as we would normally, because where I lived in Arkansas, they didn't have a recycling center. They didn't recycle things. There were places that would take your recycling. Yeah, that's true. So there was a lot more trash, just because the recycling was intermittent there. It was, sometimes people would come around and take your recycling, and sometimes they wouldn't. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's expensive here, or at least here where I live now, for trash pickup. It's like $80 every quarter, which, every 3 months, if you break that up, it doesn't seem that expensive, but I can come here and my trash costs me less than $1 every 3 weeks. So if it takes me almost a month to get the amount of trash that I even need to dump, why am I spending $20 a month for you to pick up a bag of my trash, if I even have a bag a week? So I don't know in other countries if you have to pay for trash pickup, or if they have that. I have no idea. It's always good to learn these things, and I like to learn from my students too, like, because I have students all over the world, so how they do things in different countries and different holidays. I love to include all of the different holidays. Like I did Hanukkah, we did Diwali. Last year we did Holi. The kids thought that was kind of fun. They were like, people throw paint at each other? I was like, yeah. We talked about Ramadan and like what it means, what's the significance of it. And because I used to be in charge of an international studies magnet at a school I worked at, and so I was in charge of like getting speakers and people who wanted to come and speak because of the international studies program. So I had like all of the holidays, not just like the major religious holidays for the major religions of the world, but like all kinds of holidays, because we had kids from all kinds of denominations and kids that were, non-religious or agnostic or, anything. So if there were things that they celebrated or things like that, we had people come for all of those things. So I like to share that with my students. Ooh, they're moving. And it's raining. I don't know if you can hear that, but like the trucks are moving. There they go beside me. And now it's raining a lot harder than it was earlier. It was just sprinkling a minute ago. It's just sprinkling. Now it's raining, so now I have to get out in the rain. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind it. And I have a blanket in the back that I can dry off with once I get back in the car. Ooh. Sorry if those flashing lights bother anybody. Even if you're in the replay, I know that can cause some problems. I'm so sorry. It's the truck in front of me. I can't really make them turn their lights off. So I hope that's not really bothering anyone. Or if it does, you fast forward the video if you're watching the replay. I don't know how many trucks are coming through, but they all have to go through before any cars can go through. So, but they got started late. They usually start at 6. They're running 30 minutes late. Oh well. More time to crochet, I say. More time to crochet. Oh, I have to wait for all the trucks. I thought that guy was talking to me. I have to wait for the trucks, he said. So, you guys go. Yeah, it's raining. It was just sprinkling a minute ago. Just ever so slightly, but now it's actually raining. I don't know if Dodo's still here. She was here. She was talking about how it was really raining hard there. Ah, the chat won't come back up. Come back up, chat. There it goes. I need to get mine renewed because I don't know what my job is gonna have me do. I don't know if I'm gonna have to move or not. Uh-oh. Hope they got it sorted. Well, I don't have one. Well, I do, but it expired like 15 years ago. So I would have to get it completely redone, I'm sure. I am working on a C2C blanket for my daughter. And it's so I'm trying to get my just time to crochet in. Oh, okay, all the trucks. All right, now I have to get in line behind the trucks. Oh, and now I wait some more. Oh, that's awesome, Natalie. Yeah, I'm on the Pico. I don't know how many rows of it I want to do though, because like on some of those other rows, like what was it, the camel stitch, I think I did 15 or 12 rows, something like that, before I even realized how far I'd gotten. I was just going and going and going, and I was like, oh man, I did a lot. So I might just do a couple more because I don't really need the height, because it covers me just fine now. And then we still have one more week plus a border. So I may do just one more, because I'm at a point where I'm doing, because I'm only doing the picots on one side. So I don't want to, I'm going back behind them, which is where I stopped. And then I might do one more row of picot and then another row behind, and then pick up my border, my in between, because I'm doing double crochet picot. Thank you. And I can't imagine Zara's doing a top and a blanket. Yeah, I'm just doing it because I have oh, my nose. I have the oh, okay. I don't know that all like my baubles, my loop, all that, the textured wave, all that's on one side. So I didn't want to put picots on both sides. So I just kept it to the one. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Where'd that comment go? Oh, come on, chat. So Natalie, on the border, like, I know this is a little bit more even because it's corner to corner, but you would just do like, the whatever stitch you decided to do. So like Lisa's doing multiple stitches, like she's doing different stitches on each side, but even if you just wanted to do like single crochet, like this bigger hole here, for me, I would put 2 single crochets here, and then just single, 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 then 2, then single, 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 2, because it's a bigger hole, and make it that way. That would be me, because the sides are so different with all the different stitches. So in a bigger hole, I would add another stitch because it would even it out more. But you could do that even with a double crochet. Yeah, absolutely. All right. It's gonna be my turn in just a second. And then I'm gonna have to get out. Okay. Hold on. I gotta roll my window down. Household. Thank you. If you guys don't mind waiting while I step out and get rid of this, I gotta do it twice. I can stay on. But yeah, I like to, that's how I like to do a border. Yeah, you would do the exact same on the other side. Cause, and then, like I said, you could do single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet. I'm gonna do the same stitch that I'm doing on my in-between, which is the linked double crochet. I really like the tightness of that, how tight it is. So that's what I'm doing. And sorry, I'm just backing up so I can dump it. I like the way it doesn't have as many holes. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be wet, but I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I'm wet. I gotta dry off. Okay. Now for recycling. See? I didn't even have that much trash. Yeah, that's true. You could look at the stitches that are on the wheel and do one that's not on, that we don't pick. Then you would learn something new there too. Yeah, it was fairly quick. Have to get my, and then I have to wait for the light to turn green so I can get out and pay my little $1 and then go dump my recycling. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Oh, I dropped it. Yeah, I saw the crochet crowd C2C. I liked it. The one that I used to learn was Jada in Stitches, because the way that she explained it about like flipping versus turning, because Mikey on the crochet crowd says turn it. So I want to turn it like you would turn a regular crochet project, and that really confused me. And I kept getting it wrong. So I watched Jada's video, and she talks about how, like, when you are adding that square, you flip your work up. And then if you are, oh, I'm green, hold on. All right, now for recycling. But the turning versus flipping always got me off. So when she said flip it up to make it keep going to increase. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Because I just kept maintaining, like I wasn't increasing, because Mikey would say turn. And so I kept turning, but it wasn't growing. I would just make little squares, and I'm like, I'm sure that's not how this works. I'm sure that's not how this works. Because people are making these big blankets. So, I watched the Jada in Stitches, and she showed how to maintain and also how to, continue, like making a rectangle, making a rectangle blanket. All right, now on to recycling. I'll be right back. One more second, you guys. Okay, now I'm really wet and I'm cold. Really cold. Ugh. Hold on. Ugh. Crazy hair. Now I'm cold. Okay. Clean my glasses off. Bye, Dodo. Yeah, I like, sometimes I'm not good with her stuff, but for the C2C was good, and I really enjoyed the explanation, because turn to me in crochet means turn your whole work around, but you're not doing that. You're flipping it and then working, and then flipping it and then working if you're adding on both ends. But if you're maintaining on one end, like here, I'll stop and show you guys. I'm not going to show you how to do it, but I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the side I'm increasing on. I don't have one. I don't have one yet. So this is the side I'm increasing on. So when I get here, right, and I add another square, let's see, I'm going this way. Yeah. So when I add another square on the end of this, I will literally flip it this way. I'll flip it. But on this end, is this what you're talking about, Natalie? Maintaining on the one side? So when I get here and I get to this square, then I turn my work. So you see how that's a little different? I have it, and then I get to this square, and then I make my 3 chains and then my 3 double crochets, and then I just slip stitch, and then I turn my work and go down. Yeah, so decreasing, you would start doing it on both sides, and it brings it in, because this is actually, it's just keeping it going. So I'm getting to this square and I'm stopping. Now if I was decreasing, then I would be bringing it in both ways. Yeah, so that's why I got really confused with the crochet crowd, because he says turn for everything. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because it's not turning in my head. Now maybe that works for some people. Can keep that different. I can't keep it different. For me, it's flipping is one thing, turning is another. So that's what I imagine. But yeah, that was my recycling and trash. It cost me 58 cents. 58 cents. That's what that cost me, and my time. But if I'm gonna sit on the couch and crochet, I could sit in the car and crochet, you know. It's gonna be, I'm gonna crochet either way. There was another lady that I watched. I'm trying to think of her name. And she did a really good C2C, but she didn't say flip or turn. She said move your work. And I was like, move it how? Like, I no, like I make it do a jig? Well, what am I doing with it? Like, I don't understand. It made me laugh though. Like, it was good. Like, her explanation for the, you know, chain 3 and the 3 double crochet, like all of that was fine. But she was like, move your work this way. I was like, what am I moving? I don't remember her name though. But I mean, like I said, the square, making the squares, she was very clear on that. But she was like, move your work. I don't understand move your work. And I think it has a lot to do, as with anything, like literally any, yeah, move. I didn't understand. I was like, how am I gonna move my work? As with anything, it's the way that we're taught. So the way that we're taught initially is the way that we seem to remember, because most children, by the time they are 3, the foundation of their learning is formed and the foundation of their personality is formed. So then they start building on those skills from there. So if you have, like, you're trying to teach them problem solving, you have to bring it down to be like, okay, remember when you were this age and you did this, you build it from there. So as adults, we learn, hi Gail, as adults we learn based off of all of the things that we've learned in the past. And if it's something new, we have to have something to build from. We have to have a foundation. So if you introduce a new term to mean the same thing, you have to find a way to make it click. If you as an individual don't find a way to make it make sense in your brain, you're not going to get it. So I always try to find something to not necessarily compare it to, even to contrast it to. So it's not like this, it's opposite of this. Because you can understand opposite, you can understand same. So if I can make a link, even if it's opposite, that always helps. So when she said move, I'm like, maybe that's the way that she learned it, not the way I learned it. Because I know I've said this before. My mom learned how to crochet different than I did. Somebody else taught her. I don't know who taught her. Maybe it was her grandmother, or great grandmother or somebody. But my dad's grandmother taught me to crochet. So the way that she taught me was different than the way that my mom learned. So her technique and my technique were very different, and she always used to tell me that I was doing it wrong. I wasn't doing it wrong. I was just doing it different. So and now I'm on my way home. I got both hands on the wheel. See, I'm not holding the phone. Oh, that's awesome, Gail. That's awesome. You and Nisi can do Zoom calls. I didn't do crochet Zoom calls, but we did a lot of, because I don't have like an iPhone. I have an Android, so I don't have like FaceTime. But I did a lot of like Messenger and Zoom, because you can use Zoom for up to, hi Rita, up to so many hours for free. So we did Zoom calls with my family and all that. But Facebook Messenger works just like FaceTime pretty much, and you don't have to have the Facebook, like a Facebook account necessarily, to use Facebook Messenger. It's two separate things now. It used to be the same, but it's separate now. Yeah, you can do it on StreamYard. I don't have StreamYard. I have Restream. Little different features, but it's free. There are more hours for free than with StreamYard. So I might look into StreamYard if I get to where I'm doing a lot of live streams and things like that. I'm mainly doing live stuff right now because I'm not at work. Like right now I'd be getting my daughter ready for school now because it's noon in the UK. Yeah, and it would be 1300 in mainland Europe, so it's 1 o'clock. Bye, Deb. Yes, that's true. Have a good day at work. 20 hours free. That's a lot unless you're talking a family. At least my family. Because my aunt and I, we can talk for a long time. So that's why I would rather have something that's completely free. Because 20 hours seems like a lot. It's almost a whole day, but over time you use it an hour here, an hour there. It can get to be a lot of time that you use up. Yeah, me too. I noticed when I did my live on Monday, I got almost 16 16 watch hours, because every person that was watching or let it run, however the case may be, the sun's coming. I could probably turn this off now. You know, that adds an hour to it, or adds the time to it. So I've been on for an hour and a half, and there's 6 people on, so I use my phone to record the video, and then I use a free program called OpenShot to put my videos together, and then I use the free version of, it's called Canva, Canva, to make like my intro animation part, and it saves it. So like it saves all of the thumbnails and things that I create, and it'll save it up to so much space, and then I take it off and put it on my computer so that I have it. But yeah, I do the videos on my phone, and then as long as I do it in landscape, so long ways, it works better for YouTube. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I think Nisi was talking about that, because she said she wasn't doing anything live for New Year's because she was going to be with you. I think I remember her saying that. But it landscape mode works better than doing it up and down. So if you can turn your phone this way, and then I use the editor, and it's free. So, you know, it's not fancy, but it's free, and I can put the content up with just spending my time. I'm not spending any money on programs or anything like that. It's literally just my time to make it and splice it together. And you can do voiceovers on OpenShot, like Kim from Affordably Crafty does voiceovers on her videos, and sometimes Ginger, the yarn geek, does voiceovers. So you can mute your sound, like if you recorded in a store, you could mute that and then do a voiceover in OpenShot. It's all free. So thank you, Zara, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, yes. Now, if I got to be a bigger channel, like, but I mean, I know even like Bag O'Day, she doesn't have, I mean, I don't know what kind of editing software she has as far as videos, but like, she doesn't have an intro. She doesn't have any of that. She just puts her videos on and people watch them. So, you know, you don't have to have any of that stuff necessarily. And I know there's another one that you can do from your phone. I think it's called InShot, I-N-Shot. And it's an app. And I think it's available on both platforms, Android and Apple. Because Kim and Ginger were talking about that. They use that on their phones. Because they use their phones a lot to put videos on. So I don't know what kind of quality, Natalie, your phone may have, but and it's all free. The InShot is free because Kim uses the free version, but Ginger pays, I think, for all the little things that she puts in her videos. Yeah, I haven't tried it myself, mainly because my phone it's my son's senior year, so all of his events and things I'm trying to capture on video, and he's getting all of these. I don't want to cry. I might cry. I try not to cry. He's getting all of these acceptance letters for college and all of that, and so I'm gonna make an album for all of that. And what's it called? There's a website that will put it into like a book, you know. So I'm taking pictures of all of his performances, because he's not involved in like a ton of things, but the things that he's involved in are important to him. So like I try to capture some of those things. That way he'll have it. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I saw the Southern Living. I wanted to do that cookie challenge. I haven't done it yet, but I wanted to. Yeah, the sun's coming up now because it's a little after 7 in the morning. I'm on my way home. All the street lights are going to be going off soon. Yeah, my children are 11 years apart, so I have a senior and a first grader. That's exciting. Can you tell how exciting that is? That's so exciting. So exciting. I don't know. Sometimes I think elementary school, it's a lot. Like elementary teachers go through a lot. Because I'm just well, not anymore, but I was just a subject teacher. And when I say just a subject teacher, I mean I just focused on one subject. I taught English. And elementary teachers have to do, you know, the core 4, but they're not teaching you about the subjects necessarily. So here until about 4th grade, you're learning how to do things. So how to read, how to add, subtract, all of those things. You're learning how to do them. And then once you hit 3rd or 4th grade, you start applying that knowledge to grow in those subjects, if that makes sense. So elementary teachers have it a lot harder. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, roughly. It's not long. Oh, through the 31st. Okay, awesome. Because I was going to make cookies with my kids. When am I going to make cookies with my kids? Tomorrow, maybe? Or Friday? Tomorrow or Friday. We have to make cookies and reindeer food. We have to make reindeer food. Mainly it's just like cutting up all of the vegetables for my daughter, but she tries to eat all of them except for the carrots. She hates carrots. She will not eat them, but that's okay. I mean, she'll eat just about any other vegetable I put in front of her, so she's not going to eat carrots. I'm okay with that. I did not want to be a teacher. I mean, I don't have anything against being a teacher, obviously, but I did not grow up wanting to be a teacher. I grew up wanting to be a pediatrician. And now that, I love carrots too. Paraprofessionals, oh my goodness. That job is so thankless sometimes, depending on the school that you work in. It can be so thankless. And I'm grateful that many of the schools that I've worked in have really celebrated, I was going to say separated, but that's not the word, celebrated the paras, because they have to follow those kids and deal with a lot of things that the kids are doing so that the teachers can teach. So that, depending on the child or group of children, that can be a lot of behavioral things, and some of them can be physical. One of the schools that I used to work at was a big school for CBI students, and for us that was community-based instruction. So those are kids that have Down syndrome or have other mental deficiencies. That's what they were classified as, mental deficiencies, where they weren't able to learn at the same pace, but they needed to learn how to take care of themselves. So they were still able to, go to the store and do all the things, but they had to learn differently, learn in a different environment. And so the paras that worked with those kids, they were the most amazing people. They were the most amazing people. And I'm still in contact with a lot of them, even though I don't live in the area anymore. We're in contact online and things like that. But I am, as much as I do, I'm like, I praise what they do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They go through a lot. And I am like so thankful for the ones that I had when I was, in the physical classroom. Because right now I'm teaching virtually and I don't know. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Yes. And some kids, they don't know any better, so like every day is a new day to them, and they don't remember that you're not supposed to do these things. So you're basically teaching them, some of them, the same thing, not to do the same thing every day, which for us can get repetitive, but for them, they don't know. So, and that's some, not all, but it's definitely, like I said, it's a thankless job in many cases. So making sure that, and that's why I said, the majority of the schools that I've worked at were very appreciative, and like we had teacher appreciation, week. They had a lot of my schools would also do like a staff appreciation. So they would do Secretary's Day, because there is a Secretary Day. But they would also do, like they did Teacher Week, they would do Paraprofessional Week. So secretaries got a day, custodians got a day, bus drivers got a day, cafeteria workers, nurses got a week. And then paraprofessionals got a week. Sorry for the shakiness. Let me see if I can fix that. Maybe. No. I'm driving, obviously, and my phone is on the dash because it's landscape. But yeah, they would get and they would get tools that would be helpful for them. So like we would get things that would be helpful for instruction. They would get things that would be helpful for the kids. Like they would get stress relievers for them, not for the children, but for themselves. So they would get gift cards, like we would get gift cards. So I was very, yeah. And that's the thing with a lot of the, coffee's done, mainly because I spilled a lot of it on the floor. But like I said, they don't know a lot of times. Like with my daughter, I mean, she's little, and like I said, I was grateful to the schools, because the paras didn't leave the school, because there are some schools that had a big turnover in paras because they weren't very appreciated. Ours stayed because they felt valued, which is important. For any worker, it doesn't matter where you work, you need to feel valued in your position. And if you feel valued, you'll work harder, you'll stay, you'll do your job better in most instances. But like my daughter, I've had to teach her, don't do this, it's not okay to do that. And she's young, so sometimes she needs a reminder. But with some students that I've worked with in the past, like every day is, they don't remember what happened yesterday. So, sorry, I'm trying to get my phone where it's not so shaky, because now that I'm in landscape mode, if I try to turn my phone upright, my head will look like this, because I started off the live in landscape mode. So my head will be turned sideways, which I don't think would be very appealing to a viewer. But it's very gloomy, like gray right now outside. So, but that's okay. The sun's supposed to come out later today, and we are gonna go look at Christmas lights tonight. I haven't told my daughter yet, because then that's all that she would talk about. That's it, all day long. When are we gonna go? When are we gonna go? When are we gonna go? But it's a drive-through, so you pay per car, and you can drive through, and it's about maybe depending on how slow you drive. They want you to drive like under 10 miles an hour, which I mean I definitely understand because there's going to be cars in front of you. But if you drive, you know, the recommended speed, it takes about 15 minutes to get through all of the lights. So that'll be nice. And they do different things. So some of the lights are on like timers and they do movements. And some of them are like twinkling. Yeah, I'll see if I can take some. I don't know if I'll be able to take any video, just because I tried to take video last year and the lights were so bright that it was hard on my phone to see. Yeah, if I manage to take video, for sure I'll share it. But I'll definitely take pictures, because I love taking pictures. My kids hate it when I take pictures, but I want to remember. Yeah, some places do it really, really well, and some places just put up a few things. Like the town that I live in, it's really small, and they did like a Christmas tree lighting, and then they have, I don't know what they're called, but they're like little outlines of different things. So they have like a star, an angel, candy cane, but they put them on the poles, the electrical poles. And there's another town not far from me that they're closer to the ocean, so they have like seahorses and seashells, but they're on the electrical pole. So as you're driving at night and Christmas time, you can see them lit up, and then they take them down after January something. So it's really shaky. But I am driving with both hands on the wheel. You can't always see both hands, but they're there. Oh, the light poles? Yeah. When they first put them up, I'd never seen, when we first moved here, I'd never seen them, like the seashells and all of that. I've seen the angels and the holly leaves and the candy canes in other parts of the country, but I'd never seen the seashells and stuff. Oh yeah. There was a neighborhood we would drive through in Arkansas. I lived close to Little Rock, which is the capital of Arkansas. And there was a neighborhood that we would drive through. Oh man. Me, right now, I'm in North Carolina. I live near Camp Lejeune. It's a Marine base, military base, and that's where I work. Well, right now I work virtually, but I work for Oh, that's great, Rita. Yay. Hi, Deneen. How are you? I'm on my way home. I just finished doing my recycling, essentially for the rest of the year. I mean, we'll have boxes and things from Christmas, but a lot of that will be recyclable. The cardboard boxes, and then I buy the what's it called? It's the brown paper. Is it craft paper? Is that what it's called with a K? I usually buy that kind of wrapping paper because it's recyclable more so than like traditional wrapping paper. But it still has print on it. I mean, it's not like just brown paper. But I have in the past bought just plain brown craft paper and stamps. And that was a chore. I don't want to do that again. But I mean, it was fun in the beginning, but then after so many presents, it became obnoxious to design all of my own wrapping paper. Because I love to wrap gifts. I love wrapping gifts so much. Some of you may not, but I love to wrap presents. It makes me so... It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a Christmas present. It could be a birthday present. It could be an anniversary gift. I don't care. In college, I used to work at one of those gift wrapping booths. And it was one that was open all the time. I usually find it for Christmas at the store. We have an Ollie's here, so I found some at Ollie's. I found some at Target. And I don't shop at Walmart. Yeah, Target, Ollie's. That's where I found a lot of mine. And then some of it I order, but mainly because I want to be able to recycle it. And you can recycle regular wrapping paper, just not as well. It doesn't break down as well. So I try to get the paper, but like the regular brown craft paper, I did that a couple of times. Like I would do it and then I would forget how time consuming it was, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I want to do that again. But I would buy like those scrapbooking stamps. They're the big scrapbooking stamps. I would buy those and big ink pads, and I would make my own wrapping paper. It's fun. Like I said, it's fun initially. And then you get to the point where you've done it for, 20, 30 gifts, and you don't want to do it anymore. But you don't have any regular wrapping paper. And you don't want some people to have just brown paper and some people to have design paper. So, yeah. I don't do that anymore. I got rid of a lot of it when I left Arkansas, just because we didn't have the space for it in the truck. Because we could only have one truck. Because we only had one car. So, but that's okay. It's okay. You try new things and you do different things, and sometimes it works out for the better. Sometimes it's annoying, but sometimes it works out for the better. I'm waiting to hear about my cat, my poor baby. I felt so bad for him, you guys. Have you guys seen him on my channel? Nero. He was a rescue, he was a rescue cat, and they told me he was declawed. So I mean, I'm fine even if he wasn't, but he scratched my daughter like right when we first got him, and I'm like, how's he declawed if he scratched her? So I tried to look at his feet, like his front paws, and he wouldn't let me. And he kept trying to bite me, which I know cats' paws are sensitive, right? But he kept trying to bite me. And I took him to the vet just, for a checkup, because here we have to take them to the vet within so many days of getting them from like a shelter. And they said that they would have to x-ray his paws because he wouldn't let anybody touch them. So, and he would potentially have to have surgery. My my daughter's good. My cat, on the other hand, oh, because he scratched her. Oh, yeah, it wasn't a big scratch, but I was concerned because he wasn't supposed to have claws. And I was like, is something wrong? So I took him to the vet and yesterday, and they don't declaw cats here anymore, which, again, perfectly fine. I understand. And I'm not, saying cats have to be declawed at all. But the vet said that it was one of the most horrible... Sorry for all the moving around, you guys. I'm going inside. It was one of the most horrible declaw jobs she had ever seen. And I've had him for less than 6 months, so she said that she knows that I didn't have that done to him. But it was really, really bad, because I don't know if any of you have had bone spurs or you know what bone spurs are, but they had, she said it was equivalent to having a bone spur on every toe, because whoever did the declaw just pulled out the nail and did not take the nail bed out. But then they filed down the bone, so the nail kept growing, but it was growing underneath the bone, because the bone had healed itself over, but the nail bed was still there. So it was growing inside. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was just devastated for him. And she said that was causing him a lot of pain. She was like, he doesn't walk around very much. He doesn't walk around very much. He just kind of lays there, and he's also very he's not aggressive, but he's not very nice, because he doesn't want to be touched, because he's in pain all the time, which I understand. And I knew that because he's really a gentle guy. But I mean, with me at least, but he can be fairly mean if he doesn't want to be touched, and I wouldn't want to be touched a whole lot if I was in that much pain. So we have to go get him. What time is this? After 7. So they said they open at 8, and then they said they would call us once they make sure that everything's doing okay, as far as the surgery and everything. They're gonna do another once over and make sure that he's okay. But yeah, I couldn't imagine. I was telling my mom, and she's had bone spurs before on her toes that she's had to have removed, and she was like, just one hurts. I couldn't imagine having it on all of your toes. So yeah, that's been difficult for him, but I'm sure he'll heal soon. I'm sure. They said it will take a couple of weeks to heal completely, but he would heal. He should heal just fine. Yes, they can be. And I mean, understandably so. I'd be grumpy too. I've had a lot of surgeries on my feet. I had a lot of problems growing up. Yeah, I can't turn it off until let me see. There, did it go away? Sorry. Okay. Well, yeah, they fixed him, but they don't know if it's gonna cause a lot of like ghost pain. So she said that she was able to go back in, but I mean, imagine if you've had surgery and then they had to go back in and repair it in that same area. You're cutting open and building more scar tissue and things like that. So
it's going to be uncomfortable. In the short term, he's going to be pretty uncomfortable. But in the long term, he's not going to be in as much pain, which, you know, I don't even know how old he is. They can't even really determine his age because his body isn't in the best condition. I mean, he's healthy as far as like his organs and all of that, but like his teeth were really bad. Of course, his feet were really bad because whenever I guess animal control picked him up, because we got him from the animals, the basically the pound. Um, Animal control had picked him up, and they said that he was very skinny. He had lots of fleas. Oh no, sorry. He had lots of fleas. He had, he just wasn't in good condition, and you could tell by the records because when you at least here when we get a pet it comes with all of the things that they've done since intake. Kind of sounds like a prisoner, but they have intake date on the paperwork and then all of the things that they did, all the medications, all of the if he had to be fixed or anything like that. And I guess he was already fixed, but uh they have a list of all of those things, and he had to have medication several times um, for fleas and whatnot. So I uh, I know that he had a lot of treatments while he was there, but he wasn't in very good condition when they found him, I guess. So I don't know how long he'd been on his own. Um, so yeah, yeah, he's my friend, and he likes to go for walks and car rides and all of that. So it's almost like I have a puppy. It's interesting. I never thought that he would like that. We got it as a joke. Uh, we did. We got the harness and the leash as a joke. I thought I'd give it to one of my neighbors. They have a really small dog. And I was like, well, if he doesn't like it, we'll just give it to them. Nope, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. I guess maybe he figures if that's the way he can go outside, because he loves to go outside. If that's the way he can go outside, he'll take it. But he loves it a lot. Well, you guys, I've been on here for about 2 hours, and my little girl is awake now. There's her head. Uh, and we're gonna get ready. She needs to get ready. I need to get her breakfast, and we're gonna wait for the call from the vet. So thank you so much for joining me for my recycling day, and we'll talk to you soon. Ciao, Bella. Bye, everyone.